Hello everyone, it's Alex from Team Vault, recording for murphysvault.com. Be sure to check us out for singles, sealed product and other magic accessories, and as always, if you're in Edinburgh, come down to the store. So today we have some Ixalan draft. It's actually my first draft of Ixalan. Pre-release just gone. We played 3 flights and the sealed format was a bit unexciting to me. I feel like a lot of the synergies, particularly between the vampires and merfolk decks, weren't really present, so the 3-color tribe sort of dominated. Dinosaurs being pretty good on right alone, and the pirates being decent, but having the treasure, which means you get like the ability to splash a lot of your more powerful cards, makes them pretty appealing for sealed. So today we're going to be drafting. Hopefully we can pull some sweet things. Okay, so speaking of sweet cards, Gishaf, Sun's Avatar, 8 mana, Trample, Vigilance, Haste, 7/6. Where it deals damage to a player, we reveal that many cards, and then put any number of dinosaur cards from among onto the battlefield. It's pretty great, top end for your ramp deck. It's also obviously a very powerful card, and the rest of the pack has some decent cards, and there's Walk the Plank. This card's good. Sort of target non-merfolk creature. Pious Interdiction, I think a bit worse than Walk the Plank based on the mana cost. So really for me it is between Gishaf and Walk the Plank. I'm going to take Gishaf, but I would definitely not be surprised if that's wrong. But I'm also sure that it is sweet. So we're going to do that. So let's build a slow deck to go around our Gishaf here. So what do we have in this pack that's good? I think this card's pretty good. Lightning Rig Crew. 05 is big in this format, especially on turn 3. It basically blocks everything. Chips in for some damage. I think even without pirates, it's like a pretty playable card. And helps us get to a late game. I'm interested in casting Gishaf. It doesn't seem the worst. Our recent cards in this pack, Colossal Dread was like good top end, but we already have top end, so I'm not really interested in more. The rest of this cards pack's pretty unexciting. Pirate's Prize. It's probably the best card for our deck, but it's not in our colors. I can imagine this card's pretty good in the Vampire deck. This card's probably good in the faster Pirate deck. So I'm going to take the Lightning Rig Crew here, because I think this card's probably just the best card in the pack. And can go in this deck. Also, we can end up in some other deck if we're getting cut out of the big sweet ramp deck. So this pack has probably Deathless Agent as the best card in the pack. 6 mana 4/4 flyer, and it essentially you can constantly rebuy if you have a bunch of vampires, which is a pretty powerful card. The rest of the pack's pretty unexciting as well. It's like a good 2-drop, Raptor Companion, Tillanized Knight, also decent I think. Shining Eris was probably fine. I think just about one of the biggest flyer, probably the biggest flyer common. Probably outside of like a couple of uncommons, the biggest flyer, so it's always something to be aware of. I'm going to take the Knight here, just to stay on cover of our red cards. It's like passable 2-drop. I don't really want to play it if we're playing this, but it's possibly end up in some more aggressive deck, and then it's going to be better there. What's this pack got going on? So we have Rare still in the pack. It's not very good, so that's not surprising. Contract Killing, good removal spell. Also part of the splashing. It's possible that the best home for this is like some blue-black deck with the treasures. We just splash it off the treasures, but then it's sort of just a 7/6 Trample, Vigilance, Haste, so not as exciting. Jade Guardian for the green X Voltron deck. Put some counters on it with a Merfolk or a 1 in the blue, +2/+2 and flying enchantment, 1 with the wind. That's what it's called. I think we're going to take Thrash of Raptors here. So Thrash of Raptors is the best card for our deck, but it feels like red sort of... I'm going to take it anyway, but it feels like red is sort of being cut. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we should move. Probably should move out, but Ixalan's pretty sweet. I really want to cast this card. So let's just see if we can cast this card. I think that's what we're going to do. So we have a plan. We cast Ixalan. What's the best card in this pack for our plan? Probably Pterodon Knight. Decent sized body. We have a flyer. If we have another dinosaur, which we should do, we're playing Ixalan in our deck. Should be flying most of the time, and 4 mana 3/3 flyer is definitely a good card. So I'll take that one. Here we have, so there was a Pillar of Origins in the pack. Last pack? A couple packs ago? It could be something to consider. Maybe we can get enough dinosaurs to make it good, but only tapping for dinosaurs is really awkward. The rest of the pack's pretty exciting. I might take the Bishop Soldier, just a 2-drop. It's possible we could just blocks reasonably well, I think, and gain us some life. Yeah, just gonna take the bear. Ooh, okay. Pounce. That's a good sign. Believe. Also Wild Growth Walker, which is another decent green card, so maybe green's a bit open. I imagine at least one person to our right must be green. Maybe this pack had like a couple of good green cards in and they took one of them but not the other. But hopefully maybe we can get like a bunch of good green in pack 2, including some ramp and some fixing. There's also Suncrowned Hunters here, which might be better. I'm going to take Pounce, I think. Right, I'm going to take this Blossom Dryad now. Could be helpful to get us up to our Ixalan. I'd also like to be more green base splashing some other cards, so we will pick this up pretty happily. Not a great pack. It's an Ancient Bronzong, I guess. It's a dinosaur for Ixalan, which you do need to pick up some of, and I think it's not only it's just a combat trick or 4 mana 3/3, so I'll take the big Bronto. There's a Hierophant's Chalice, but I think that's pretty unexciting. 3 mana rock doesn't do anything else, really. Doesn't fix our mana. If this was any color mana, I'd be snapping this off, but it's not. So I think I might take Queen's Commission here, just as a reasonable defensive card to buy us some time. Alright, I'm going to take the Raptor Companion. 2-drop that blocks fairly well. Like obviously doesn't look great against 1/1s, but can trade up with bigger creatures reasonably. Take this Depths of Desire. And we might play this Unknown Shores, so might be desperate enough, so I'll pop that in our sideboard. More interested in starting to demystify some. Let's move this along. It's 2s, 3s, 4s. Sure, we can have a dive down. Want the person to our left to draft blue. Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. So there's Growing Rights of Itlamok here, which finds us a creature, and then also we have enough creatures in play, which is critical to the sun, which can ramp us a lot. This is goes pretty well on our deck. It's also Charging Monster Sword, which is a pretty great finisher. Just very big, 5/5 in this format. I was quite impressed with whenever I cast it in Sealed. I'm going to take the Growing Rights. Again, this is another pick I think is probably wrong, but we have a sweet rare that we want to play with. Not the Brontodon's mediums, not as sweet as Gishath. So I also not played with this card yet, so we'll find out. Have a chance to see how good it is. Okay. So cards I'm considering this pack, we have Belling Aegisaur, another dinosaur for Gishath, decent big creature, very difficult for your opponent ever trades really in combat. Really, you're reasonably far ahead, but you have some creatures in play. So far, we're fairly creature heavy, so that should be fine. The other card I'm considering here is New Horizons, ramp and fixing, sweet artwork too. I feel like we have a decent chance of getting some more in these, so I'm going to take the Aegisaur, because I think this effect might be a bit harder for us to find. 6, I'm just going to put these here so we have a bit more room for non-creature spells. Right. Ooh. Otepec Huntmaster. Or Looming Allosaurus. So, Otepec Huntmaster I think is the best card for our deck. Making our dinosaurs cost 1 less, give our big dinosaurs haste so they can get in faster. Can really help. Looming Allosaurus I was very impressed with at the pre-release. I played my first pull was a red-white dinosaur deck, and it was quite slow. I had several big dinosaurs, and Looming Allosaurus worked really well. The removal in this format's not great. I'm worried if it's too slow for draft. Okay, I'm going to take the... What's our mana likely to look like if we take the Huntmaster? Because we really need to be casting this on turn 2 for it to be good. We take the Allosaur on that basis, I think. Could be wrong. Okay. So here we have several good green cards for our deck. Grazing Whiptail, good defensive body. 3/4 is a pretty nice size in this format. It's got reach as well, so that's pretty good. We also have another Pounce. Ravenous Dagger 2 I think is fine. So cheaper dinosaur, but I think it's just sort of worse than Grazing Whiptail. So do I want Pounce or the Whiptail? I think we're pretty incentivized to have creatures at this point between Growing Rights and Gishath, especially to have dinosaurs, so I'm going to take the Whiptail. Okay. So here we have Dinosaur Stampede, which, although it's a dinosaur card, is not really from the sort of deck we want. Blossom Dryad is another ramp creature. I think I'm going to take this. This makes New Horizons very appealing as well. Another Thrash of Raptors as well, which would be fine in our deck, but I think I'm just going to take the Blossom Dryad here. Also Colossal Dryad more, which I might be interested in. I'll just take the Dryad. I think getting to untap Cradle of it, the sun sounds pretty sweet, so let's see if we can unlock that achievement. Okay, so here we have Big Dinosaur, Belligerent Brontodon, sort of effectively a 6/6, and we'll make our Looming Allosaur insane and our Belling Aegisaur pretty good. Doesn't really go particularly well with the rest of our creatures, because most of them are more power and toughness, sort of the same. Sky Tower, which is not really for our dinosaur deck, for a red-white one which wants to be a bit lower to the ground. I'm probably going to take one of these removal spells. I'm going to take this Pounce. We're going to have some big guys, so I think it should be on pretty much all the time. Okay. So now we have a choice between, I think, Ravenous Daggertooth. It's basically a free student that dies and gains you 2 life. Suncrowned Hunters. I think top end's not gonna be a problem. I think we're going to struggle. Be more interested in making sure we get to our top end, so I'm gonna take the Daggertooth just as a way to trade off early, get a bit of life, get us towards the late game. Curve looks a bit doesn't look great as well. Really like to find some more 2-drops. Okay, so here we have Suncrown Hunters or Pounce. Currently at 13 creatures, so I think we're going to have plenty for growing right. So I'm just going to take another Pounce, I think. Yeah. Ooh, excellent. Tishana's Wayfinder. Very happy to see this card wheel. Good card for our strategy. Just digs us further into our deck towards lands if we need lands, towards more relevant spells. Just a sort of nice, not quite a 2-for-1, doesn't always draw your card, but it's pretty close to it, so we're going to take that and be very happy. Here, I think I'm going to pick up this Slash of Talons. Not really interested in the dual shots. It's not impressive enough for us to be a card with splashing at the moment. I'm even sure we're going to be playing this Lightning Recruit, right? Lightning Recruit or Fractal Raptor. So we'll take Slash of Talons just as a way to protect us against some early aggression. Okay. Not really excited in any of these cards. I think I'm going to take the Knight. It's possible we end up with some sort of bad free color mana base. We might just might end up being more red-green than red-white. Okay. I'll take the Chalice. I'd be sad if I end up playing it, but it's possible we might. Ooh. Okay, take another Looming Allosaur. This gives us pretty good defense. I like some more. Sky turn. Okay. I guess no one else is drafting red-white. Right. Pack free. What we got going on here? We have another Blossom Dryad. Just take we could get a third one. That would make our New Horizons very good. We can pick one up. We could take Sunrise Seeker, sort of reasonable top end. But I think between the dinosaurs we'll be looking to pick up, it's not super necessary. Paladin of the Bloodstain seems fine in this deck, but not super good, so we'll just take the Blossom Dryad. Okay. So this pack has a Kinjali's Collar, which is pretty interesting. It also has Emissary of Sunrise. Emissary of Sunrise is just good sort of value. It's basically a better version of the Wayfinder. Do I want it more than Kinjali's Collar? It's possible this might wheel. Really only... No, I don't think anyone's in the red-white dinosaur deck. They would have taken this Sky Terror, so it has to be someone else in the white-green dinosaur deck, which is possible because the Brontodon went. Do need some more early drops. We have a lot of freeze as well. I'm gonna take the Collar. We'll see how good it is. Looks like we're not playing these red cards at the moment, so I'm gonna move these out into the sideboard. Alright, another Collar here. Again, sort of a similar decision between a decent free drop of Explore or the Kinjali's Collar. Could take the Collar again, something to block in the early game, buy us time and get down our bigger things. Like, I think if we ever play like a Looming Allosaur or Grazing Whiptail on turn 3, we're going to be in pretty good shape. So dropping one of these on turn 1 sounds pretty exciting. This pack is not good for us. The only card even in our colors is River Herald's Boon, which in our deck basically reads put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. We have one Merfolk. This is a Dryad. Yep, one Merfolk. Don't want to play this Hierophant's Chalice. Really. Is there a card with a splash here? I think there's a card with a splash here. Ooh. How terrible. I'm gonna take this Boon, but I'm gonna feel pretty bad about it. Okay, this pack at least has some cards on it. Cards. We have a sideboard card, Slice in Twain. Pretty decent sideboard card. But I think there's also Legion's Judgment or Looming Onslaught or Shining Aerosaur here. All of which are considerations for our deck. Don't have a lot of good stuff to do against flyers at the moment. We have just the Grazing Whiptail and potentially the Pterodon Knight, which makes me a bit worried. So, don't think we want a third Looming Onslaught, so really it's the choice between Legion's Judgment or Shining Aerosaur. I actually think I'm not too worried about like big power creatures, because we have a lot of big power creatures as well. So I'm going to take this Aerosaur. It's for some defense in the skies. I have a feeling the person to our right, or maybe two to our right, is drafting the same deck, the green-white ramp deck. Because I've not seen any Commune with Dinosaurs, or really any white card, any of the slower white cards in this pack. Could just be in packs as well. I'm not going to play this Encampment Keeper, so I'm going to take one of these red cards. Take the Thrasher Raptors. Yeah. Okay. See here we have a Vine Chipper Mystic, which is a powerful card, but not for our deck. I mean, it's a free mana 2/4, but I think that's on average going to be worse than a Tishana's Wayfinder. So I'm going to take another one of these. Not sure if we're playing it. Currently at 23 cards, which I think is what I want to. Yeah, looks like a 17 land deck. So currently looking to cut something. Probably the give me this Queen's Commission. It looks pretty unexciting for us. Should have been in black. Not really sure what I'm going to take here. I might. Again, I'm unlikely. I'm not going to play any of these cards, so I don't think it particularly matters. Just take this. So why not? I guess we theoretically could sideboard this in. I'm playing in an intermediate league, so I'm very unlikely to get paid against anyone I'm playing against, so I might as well take the card that has a 1 in 100 chance of being sideboarded in. Alright, I guess there's a chance we need to sideboard some 1-drops against a mono. It's a 1-1? I thought this was a 1-2. I saw some 1-1s against a deck with a bunch of Raptor commands or whatever, and then maybe just we want some 1-1s for 1. Sure. Take a Fog. Some random chaff going around at the end. So let's make 1 cut. I think I'm going to run 17 lands. Like I might. I don't know if I want to run 18 lands. I might run 18 lands for my mana base. Don't have any way really to fix for Gishaf at the moment. I'm just playing some mountains. We're going to play him because he's sweet. So if I want to play 2 mountains, definitely going to take out his Queen's Commission. We have a lot of frees already, and I think it's our most anemic free. So I want to make 1 more cut. I guess probably playing 17 lands is fine, given Growing Rights with what's effectively a land. It's just another question about our mana base now. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Should take one of those Unknown Shores, I guess, when it was going around. We're going to play a second mountain for sure. guess 8 forests and 7 plains. We only ever have single white, so it should be fine with sun double green. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I guess our other options being like base red green, but now it's pretty unexciting really. I think our early game gets worse without these Congelis callers, so yeah, I'm gonna say witness and I will be back for round 1.